It didn't begin with war, it began with economic collapse. After World War I, Germany faced crushing reparations, industrial decline, and one of the worst hyperinflation crises in modern history. Money became nearly worthless. Families carried stacks of cash just to buy basic food. Savings disappeared, businesses failed, unemployment surged, national pride turned into humiliation. When an economy collapses, the damage is not just financial, it becomes psychological. People lose trust in institutions. They lose confidence in leadership. And when uncertainty grows, frustration follows. In moments like this, citizens search for simple answers to complex problems. That desire for clarity can be powerful and dangerous. Instead of offering complicated explanations about global debt and post-war instability, a rising political movement delivered something direct. They claimed the crisis was not accidental, it was betrayal. This message was repeated everywhere, through speeches, newspapers, posters, and radio broadcasts. The same phrases echoed again and again. Modern psychology calls this the illusory truth effect. When people hear a claim repeatedly, it begins to feel true, even without strong evidence. Repetition creates familiarity. Familiarity builds belief. Over time, belief reshapes reality. At first, it was only rhetoric. Emotional rallies reframed anger as patriotism. Gradually, rhetoric turned into policy. Small legal changes were introduced under the promise of restoring stability. Supporters believed these measures were temporary and necessary. Critics were labeled disloyal. Media channels increasingly aligned with the dominant narrative. Each step seemed minor on its own, but together they shifted the balance of power. This is how systemic change often happens, not overnight, but gradually. Fear became political currency. Economic anxiety was redirected toward targeted blame. National identity was reshaped around loyalty and unity. Once a majority accepts a single narrative, questioning it becomes risky. And when public perception changes, policy can change quickly. What followed reshaped global history. World War II erupted, bringing destruction on an unprecedented scale. Millions of lives were lost, cities were destroyed, the global political and economic order was transformed. But the devastation did not begin on the battlefield. It began with messaging, with repetition, with emotional framing that simplified a complex crisis into a powerful story. The lesson extends beyond one country or one era. During financial instability, societies become more vulnerable to persuasive narratives. High unemployment, inflation, and uncertainty create emotional openings. When leaders promise strength, stability, and restored prosperity, those promises can feel irresistible. The technology of communication has evolved, but the psychology remains the same. Repetition, emotional appeal, division framed as loyalty. History does not repeat exactly, but patterns echo. Understanding those patterns is not about blame, it is about awareness. Because the most powerful shifts in history are not always caused by weapons. Sometimes they are caused by words.